Okay, so if there's one thing that life has taught me through those 16.5 years, is that dreams don't really come true and plans don't really work out the way you would want them to. And you know, I made this boy right here, but he doesn't have any hair, so I wanted to give him dreadlocks, and so I bought this. But it does not work. It's just it sucks. Here's an end, it splits. So what I wanted to do was to put hot glue inside, but then it's just kinda stiff and doesn't really look that good. Like that. Like this, you know, these thingies, that's the hot glue. So it looked really bad, but I had other hair, this, I don't know, it's like plastic hair I bought from a Chinese store in the closest city in the that we have. And I figured that, because I think I know how to make those dreadlocks, but it would be a lot of work and I don't think it would be really worth it. So I just decided that I don't have to make the whole head dreadlocks, and even if it doesn't look good, okay, so what? It's my fursuit, I can just rip the hair apart and make it again and make it look better. So I figured I'd show you the process. So yeah, let's get to making the hair. And as you can see, he doesn't even have a neck, because I figured that if I want to make the hair and if I want to make it as the dreads, well, I don't want to make too many, so I don't want to make the smallest amount possible. I need to first map out how much hair I want to have, so I have a pencil and I'll be drawing onto the head how much of the hair exactly I want. So I'm thinking that he doesn't really need to have hair like all over here, because there are his ears and the ear loopies, it would look bad. So maybe I should just put some white minky on here. And I don't know how much I want it around here. I guess the most natural way would be for it to like curve like this. The middle goes through like somewhere over here. Quick info: you don't have to sew this stuff onto the head, because I've heard that people sew this whole part, like they sew the whole face. Doesn't really make sense. You can just sew like these parts, these here. They are cut like really shortly, because like I did sew this, but right here there was like a really ugly gap and I just didn't feel like sewing it, so I glued it together, and you can't really see it because the hair is really long. So you don't really need to do that. Oh, it's Spider-Man. Well, anyways, as you can see, my patterning methods are not really exact, but I guess that's fine. Okay, so fun fact, turns out that if the marker is dark enough, you can actually see it through the paper if it's thin enough. That's pretty handy. I didn't actually know that. Okay, so the patterning for the neck was pretty easy. I just stuck like with the previous one, I just stuck paper around around his back, and I measured how long my neck is, or like how big it is until it reaches the t-shirt. It was about 20 centimeters, so I made it 23. Here it was 16, so I made it about 17 and a half, something like that. And I drew them on, I cut them out, and I made 1/2 for the back, because, well, my fursuit is a bit symmetrical, but not really, so if it's one color, you can make it just one. If it's different in the front and different in the back, you could make just 2 patterns. If it's really asymmetrical, you can make 4, or if you and your Siamese twin are getting one fursuit head, you could make I don't know, 8, I guess, max, if you have 2 necks, but whatever. And yeah, then when you have this, yeah, it goes like this, sorry, even I don't know what I'm doing. You just pop it on here with some pins, pin it onto the head, like exactly in the middle. Where's the exact middle that I'm talking about? Like about here. About here is the exact middle. You just put where you want your brown, like it starts here, so okay, and then you just put on the floor. I'll draw with my teeth if I need to. Okay, so you take it and then you have this line and you continue it down until you have your full neck pattern, like the way you want it. Take out the pins. Measure like about how much this is going to be visible, like this yellow, I guess it's yellow. Yeah, just put that shit in there, and then you're happy with what you did, and you go to sleep, and then you don't make it for like the next 3 days. Don't be a fursuit maker if you're lazy like me, but like I'm lazy but ambitious, which is the worst combination of character traits probably, because I want to accomplish making this, but I really don't feel like it all the time. But it's fun when it's done, you know. Some parts are pretty fun, like making the braces was great, except for the part when the glue started overflowing on the minky, and I wanted to die, but I cleaned it up. It worked somehow. So okay, so now that you have your all pieces cut out, I also just a little thing, I decided not to sew these yellow pieces because it's just too much for me. I do not like to sew, and it's my own fursuit, so I don't need to. If it was a commission and it had those stripes on the neck, I'd probably do it, but when, you know, once you glue it around, you need to actually sew all the pieces together, because while you can glue the fur to the foam, you shouldn't be gluing the fur together. You should be sticking it on the foam and leaving like these little spaces between, because, well, gluing fur together isn't the best idea, because the glue is going to stick out like 100%. It will. Okay, so the mannequin head that he was sitting on now works just as a mere support, because I need to start pinning these boys on his neck and I need to start to figure out how I want them. Okay, so I'll just start putting some glue on there and hope that it doesn't stick out through the edges or like glue everything to everything. So yeah, I'm just like, you know, like you would with the ears, like how you stick the fur like this to each other so you can't see the seams and then you stick it on the ears. Yeah, I'm doing the exact same thing but like with the other side. Yeah, if it gets on the fur, well, then you're dead, goodbye world. But really what you can do is just brush it out or like, I don't know, cut it out. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you have hair. Okay, so once I've glued all the pieces, like something like this, you know, this floppy stuff all around my head. It's quite long, I don't know if you can see it, I guess, I hope. Okay, and then there's the part where you are going to regret that you wanted a fursuit so bad, because you are going to have to sew all this together. But then there's the better part. You glue these things, you know, those floppies back on the back of your head, and then you make your hairstyle finally. Oh god, I need a drink. Also, I just wanted to mention something. If you are really confident about how you pinned your suit neck, you could also, before gluing it, throw it onto your sewing machine. But first of all, my machine broke down. Second of all, I don't think it is a good idea because I had to rearrange the pieces and it all started looking all weird and crooked. Like right here, there's just this part where it's just completely naked. It was, but I put some fur on down there, and I will have to put some on here too eventually. Well, because you know we don't really like these patches of foam. So yeah, the cutting was really uneven on these pieces, which I really regret, but well, you know. So yeah, just a little tip. I actually did that with the other neck, and I think it's fine. I mean, you can't see it because it's laying down, because it's the only mannequin head I'm using right now. But yeah, I mean, you could try it, but I don't think it's really the best idea. You could also map it out with the whole head like I did on this tiger that's laying down right there. He's not really taped up that well yet. Anyways, I did the whole neck. once, you know, sewed it all together, I don't think I actually put it on. After doing that, I also stuck these thingies on, so now I can finally start making up the hairstyle, you know. Because I was thinking, like, yeah, I want him to have like that boyish hairstyle, like a short fringe. But now that I think about it, he doesn't look like the type of guy that would wear something like that. He looks more lazy, you know, the braces and all, and like his big nose and the expression of. He literally looks like Bella Delphine, you know. Took me some time to figure out this thing, just so that I can rip it apart again, just so that I can assemble it again back together. Okay, so yesterday I have installed the hair on the head right here, but it does not look good like from this part. This is hidden, right? But this sticks out. You can easily tell that the hair does not grow out of the mask, so I have to rip it off. Okay, so now we take this knife, right, and we cut a slit. I'll just show you like this. What I think I should do is cut a slit right here, right, and stuff the hair in the head. So when I was buying those, I was out with my friends and they were like, Ben, but you don't even have red hair. And your hair's like way too short for hair extensions. And I'm like, it's not for my hair. Everyone was looking at me weirdly as I walked up to the cash register with like a bunch of hair. It must have looked like ultra creepy and weird, probably. It's everywhere, screaming infidelities and taking its where? So something with where. Okay, so now for the dreadlocks, right? So I have this Pantene hairspray, Schwarzkopf hairspray and Nivea hairspray. I have scissors to cut this thing, and I also have the fixative that I will be using on the dreadlocks that will be on the rim. So I use the hairspray on this one. So as you can see, it doesn't really rip, but it does stretch a little bit. And this one is like ultra strong. You see? You can't rip it. Like even on the end. Where on the end it does with the hairspray, you know, easily come apart. So I won't be using this. These were just to try it out. They are not even whole, so... Okay. So I'll just start cutting out my pieces, not really. Okay, so now I cut all these strips, and I also have like a bit more. I'll be putting the spray fixative on them. It's this one. You can probably get it at any store with supplies like this. Okay, this really smells. This, you could say it stinks. Okay, so I really need to leave now, or else I get high. Okay, it took me about 2 days to make all those dreadlocks, but I bet if you had like 2 of those, you can make it in 1, or maybe even a half. Because, well, I had to stick all those around and wait for them to dry, so yeah, I also used the blow dry on them so that they dry faster. And how you're going to unstick them, because these were already unsticked, they were just still drying, so I had to stick the new ones around them. How you de-stick them is you take the end, you know, and you just grab them and pull like this. And they come off pretty nicely. You shouldn't have a problem with that, you know. Don't pull because it won't come off. Maybe don't go from this side because it's just harder, so yeah. Okay, so I didn't think this would happen, but actually if you find something like this on it, that means it's not dry, because the glue should be transparent, or else you bought one that's going to get white when it dries or something like that. Just wait for it to dry. Use the other ones. Don't stick this to the head because the hairs might fall out or something, and you know, it will rip the dreadlock apart. So yeah. Old Master Cheng actually said that patience is key to good fursuit making, so you know. And you see where the glue ends, you can like touch it, bend it, and it leaves this square. This is where you will, how you will stick it. the place where it will be touching the hairline, so there's no glue on top. And then you attach it wherever you like, next to the head, like this. Take it, you bend it, you put it on. Congratulations, and now you just do the whole head. I will do it on camera because I think it will look pretty satisfying. I've finished sticking all the hair to the head. I did not have enough to fill the whole head in. Okay, so first of all, I'll get, I think, brown would be the best colour. I'll just get a few of these. And I'll put up his dreadlocks in a ponytail. We'll be taking care of the front hairs next, but what you need to do is just straighten all of this out. And then you grab this and you try to put it up in a nice ponytail. Might even just leave it like this big mess. I don't really know. Does this look good? Sure, it's just, you can't ruin it. Okay, so you cut this off. Maybe I should just cut it off like here. I don't know, I really don't like those ends. And yeah, now I will be doing my sealing method for this. I mean, I wouldn't want them to get ruined, all those outside hairs, so I'll just give them a quick spray. I'll also probably also, a hairspray is a good way to add like spikes to your ears, like spikes of hair. It will not stay on there forever, but it will stay there long enough. Don't worry if it gets on the fur, you can always brush it out if you don't want it there. But you know, it's a nice way to keep hair in place. That's why I have 3 bottles of it. Get to spraying those. And you have to spray like all of it, so you know. That's why I have this much of the spray. My leg hair is going to have a great day today because the amount of hairspray that is going to be put on it is amazing. Okay, so I don't want it to flip apart, so I'll just have to add this dingy dangle at the end and wait for it to dry, put it on his ear or something like that. Oh god, maybe I should just... I know what I should do. I should use a hairdryer and dry faster than the dryer. Oh wow. So I think about half of it is done. I hope this is like 2 times less poofy, so God, this is going to take a lot of time. Probably will take me like another day to finish this, or 2 days. Also, I keep saying this stuff like, oh no, it's almost empty. Don't think that I started with a whole full bottle. This bottle was almost empty where I started. It was like you could feel just a little bit. I bet it was like 20% left. So I don't think you even use like a whole bottle of hairspray on this project, like max half probably. If you are doing the exact same thing I'm doing, I mean I don't recommend it because it's like my own personal character that's stealing. I could probably get pissed at you for stealing my design because it's mine. But if you're doing like similar hairstyle with like, I don't know, like different colors, let's say you're doing different colors or like the same colors but a completely different head, then you probably wouldn't even use this much of hairspray. Also, I'm glad I didn't buy 2 bunches of these dreadlocks because you can't even see that there isn't much foam under there. You can't really see it unless you like dig into it to like check like, oh, did he do like the whole head, and you know, but it's full, so I should be spraying while talking probably. That's like. Okay, so I think I actually might have gone a bit crazy from the hairspray. There's about 40, because I counted all those, 40 undone and about 20 to 25 done. So I guess I better hurry then. I don't think you actually need to see the whole process, so yeah, I'll just be back when it's done. Okay, so I finally finished putting up the dreadlocks. I think they look really nice, and now I'll get to styling his hair since it's a bit messy. So I have a pretty bad feeling about this because he has just so much hair, like, and it's unbelievably thick. I honestly have no idea if I'll, like, even combing it is already terrifying because, you know, like, one hair comes out and it makes you feel like he'll basically be bald in like 2 months. So yeah, I'm kind of dying right now. But I need to just brush all the hair Wow, look at him, he's fabulous. Okay, so we got rid of this most problematic part. Okay, so sorry that the camera cut off while I was cutting the hair. It's the next day. I had to upload everything from the camera because I was out of disk space? I don't know. Well, it was full, so I couldn't film the part where I was cutting the hair, but basically what I did is I just cut it short like that so it doesn't fall in his mouth, and also I cut it right above the eye so that I can see, like, maybe if I try I will be able to see faintly out of there. Or I could just like do this and maybe see just like a bit. I don't know. I'll have to figure this out somehow because I don't really want to put pins on him, because pins are like the absolute girliest thing probably that you could use on hair, like those, you know, those little clips and go on the hair like this. I don't think it's a good idea. He would look like a girl. He would probably be taken as one, and I wouldn't really want that because that's not his character. So yeah, also I'll probably be sure to make a kimono suit soon after this one, and after I at least start furring the tiger, because I saw recently that there aren't any, like, and I mean any kimono suit tutorials except for the eye one. There are like, there's like one by Tiny Badger, and then there's one by some German girl. So not really the biggest selection of tutorials, and I decided to just, I have to know, so I decided to try my own hand at it. Well, anyways, now we have to spray paint the head. If you don't want to, you don't have to, of course. It's, you know, it's your own content. Okay, so first thing you need to remember that you don't want to get paint everywhere. So I laid down this paper thing. I also am going to pin paper to his face so it doesn't get dirty. And I'll probably cover the ears with something. So. Done. Okay, so now we have our paint all mixed up. Also, when mixing paint, make sure to use diluent and not water to thin it out, because it will gunk up your airbrush. So yeah, just make sure to do that. Oh god, I feel so quiet without this. Okay, so now it looks like this. Not really too clean, like from your perspective. It I mean, sorry, in the camera it seems like still really shiny, but it's quite matte from where I'm looking. So yeah, I mean, and don't brush it out if you don't want to mess this up, this whole thing. Okay, bye. Now the big reveal one finally finished. Ta-da! Oh Jesus. I know I should be more excited, but I just realized that combing his hair is hell, and if I'm going to wear him, which I'm planning on, I will be going through hell every week. Oh god, finally did it. Hello. So I don't even know what my name is yet. All I really know is that I can't speak clearly because of this. I got really tired trying to put on this hoodie. I'm still sitting in my pajamas, but I'm really happy to finally see everyone. Oh god, my leg. You can't see that. That's not my legs. So, anyways, I don't really know how to end this video. I just want to say that I'm really like the only. So I'm like the first time my maker did the hair thing. I must say that I think I turned out pretty good. I think I look really nice. I really like my dreadlocks, but they were a lot of work, and I also kind of wish I had a moving jaw, but I don't think that would have been possible. So anyways, I have to do my homework now because I'm a pretty busy person. So I'll just get going, I guess. Bye.